Welcome back to the next edition of Coffee Chat with the Kingsleys. Nathan's back today as I talk about my third element of my platform, which is oversee a community-informed, comprehensive, permanent superintendent search. What questions do you have about that?
Why is superintendent so important to the district?
Yeah, so the superintendent's role in the district is the overall manager. They're the leader of the district. They set the direction. They make the day-to-day decisions. They're key. Their leadership makes all the difference. What the school committee does is they do governance. They set policy, but then they hire and supervise and set priorities for that leader. So the school committee's job is to bring in the right superintendent that's going to be able to make the decisions we need to move Medford forward.
I hear that. What are your qualifications in a right superintendent?
Yeah, so what I think, Medford, is such a good question. And there's two things. So the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education has a really comprehensive rubric of what it means to be effective as a superintendent. Now, I have been evaluated on that rubric before when I was working in Malden, and I hold my superintendent's license. So I know more than most, the collection of skills and responsibilities, but it has to do everything with being a strategic thinker, doing change management, being willing to hold people accountable, and when systems aren't working, being willing to say that, but then work towards a solution.
What? Interesting.
Yeah. And so right now we have an interim superintendent. So most of the time when you run for a school committee, you don't know if there will be a superintendent search within the next 2 years. Well, because we have an interim, we know that we will absolutely have to offer a new permanent contract this next year. So I think it's really important for the perspective of somebody who has that training and that background to be in the room as we have those discussions over the next year.
I hear that. What sort of discussions are you talking about?
In terms of deciding what the search process will look like, what perspectives do we want from the community and determining what our priorities are, deciding what's important in our who we hire, and then ultimately making that hiring decision.
Interesting.
Isn't it just?
Okay, that's another edition of Coffee Chat. That's a wrap.